So the first time I tried to record it, by unfortunate means it got deleted. And so I'm going to do it again. Maybe I'll be more enthusiastic this time. Yep, so we watched, or I watched, a clip on Christensen, Clayton Christensen, and it was kind of neat that there are people eating during the film. The guy that introduced the other was sort of boring. He may have been a governor. I think that's what Christensen said. Um, it was talking about, well, at least it started off talking about how that in the world the proper marketing unit is not a necessarily a consumer or a product, that it really needs to be a job. Customer is the wrong unit, the job is the correct unit. And the example they first came up with, the milkshake marketing, how it failed when they were trying to figure out what would be a better milkshake by asking the customer. When they correctly ask, I wonder what job people are hiring this milkshake to do. Why did the screen... Oh, we're still good. Cool. Well, yep. I thought it was funny when he said never hire a banana to do the job. Yep. What's the job the milkshake do in the morning? It's for long drives. In the afternoon, it's to play safe children. It was neat when he quoted Peter Drudger saying the customer rarely buys what the company thinks it is selling him. Then it was moving towards to education as a job, because that's what the overall talks are about. Really, the job is trying to make students feel successful today, instead of having the competitors win, the competitors being gangs or dropping out to buy a car or so on. Student motivation is not successful because it does not help them feel successful. Talking about the decentralization process being a matter of a new innovation that is more affordable and simpler. The inconvenience drives this decentralization of technology. Talking about the computer industry. Often the industry makes improvements that are above what most people can use. Disruptive innovation brings to the market a technology that is less expensive and simpler. Early simpler computers were crummy, but eventually got to the point that the previous innovators could not compete because they kept making their mainframes, being able to process more and more, but the cheaper computers eventually got the market share. But also, it was neat thinking how competition on sustaining markets actually drives prices up. More relevant to this time period example is how hospitals buying new equipment to compete cause rises in healthcare cost, or universities buying new stadiums or food courts or the like, raise the prices of a university. Disruptive innovation brings prices down, which I thought that was neat. And the more I thought of it, the more sense it made. The only exceptions to this of big companies were when they create departments or other business units that go against the current business model. IBM survived by changing its mainframe to a mini, and a mini to a personal, or the mini to a personal and the mainframe to a mini, by making another business unit. Yeah, this was a talk for the National Forum of Education Policy, but mostly he talked about things that applied to his book. I also thought in the vacuum tube example that the old school vacuum tube costing $4,000 in current day dollars was kind of cool. Also when he said, comparing things, that it's infinitely better than the alternative of nothing at all, talking about disruptive technologies. Cheaper, more limited, can be sold to a new market who those cannot afford the original. Giving an example of the $60 billion to get computers into school, but the same thing happened. It got co-opted, and it had an immediate impact because they weren't placed, because they were placed in old models, so the computers are not properly utilized. I think that it's good that he's talking about that learning should go towards computer-based learning, being able to take German classes online was the example given, that the nice German teacher got cut because of funding, but taking a course online was not better than the wonderful German teacher they had, but better than nothing. And at the end, when I was talking about how to predict trends, I thought that was interesting. But you know, they did it by linearizing the function to look into the future. But I thought that how would they come up with the data they're measuring? It would be very difficult to collect. Yep, those are my thoughts. Yeah. So, bye.